Daniel and Claire stepped out of their ship onto the strange planet. The air was thick, and the ground uneven rocks were scattered everywhere, and strange plants grew in clusters. The humans had traveled far from Earth to reach this distant world. They had heard stories about this place, that it was dangerous, and that no human had ever faced what awaited them here. Rachel adjusted the ship controls and checked the equipment. She made sure everything was ready for the team. The humans were prepared for anything, but they did not know what exactly to expect. Daniel looked around and noticed movement in the distance. Small figures were watching them from the shadows. The humans could not see clearly, but they felt the presence of observers. He called the team together. They moved quietly and kept their eyes open. Every step was careful and deliberate. Claire led a small scouting group through the forest. They walked slowly and avoided making noise. The ground was soft and made small sounds with each step. They found tracks in the dirt. They followed them carefully. The tracks were unusual and the humans could not recognize them easily. Daniel and Rachel stayed near the ship, monitoring their communication devices. They shared information about the terrain and any signs of life. The humans worked as one. They trusted each other and shared ideas openly. Each person had a role, and everyone contributed to the plan. As the sun began to rise, the humans found a small clearing. They paused to observe the surroundings. The plants swayed gently in the wind, and a few birds flew above the trees. Daniel studied the area and marked potential locations for camp. They needed a safe place to rest and to plan their next move. Claire examined the tracks and found evidence of other beings that had been here recently. She collected samples to study later. Rachel reported back that the ship was ready to move if needed. The humans felt a mix of excitement and tension. They knew they were not alone, and that they had to be careful. Daniel decided to explore a nearby hill to get a better view of the area. He climbed slowly, while Claire and Rachel stayed below. He reached the top and saw the expanse of the forest. It stretched far and wide, with hills and valleys in every direction. He could see movement below. Some figures were following them cautiously. He took note of the positions and made a plan to communicate this to the others. He returned to the group and shared his observations. They agreed to remain alert and to move cautiously. They would avoid confrontation unless necessary. The humans continued to move through the forest. They crossed small streams and climbed over fallen trees. They encountered animals they had never seen before. Some were harmless and moved quickly out of sight. Others were curious and watched from a distance. The humans observed quietly and recorded their findings. The day passed slowly with each hour. The humans grew more confident in their ability to navigate the terrain. They learned to anticipate danger and to use the environment to their advantage. They worked together and supported each other as night fell. The humans set up a small camp. They gathered wood and built a fire. The warmth was comforting and helped them feel secure. They ate a small meal and shared stories of previous adventures. Daniel reminded everyone to stay alert. The figures that had been following them during the day might return at night. The humans set up watches and rotated every few hours. Claire kept a close eye on the surroundings. She noticed faint sounds and shadows, but the humans remained calm and focused. They relied on their training and their teamwork. While on watch, Rachel observed something moving near the edge of the camp. She quietly alerted Daniel and Claire. They approached carefully and saw a figure standing at a distance. The figure did not move closer. It watched them silently. Daniel stepped forward and signaled to the figure he did not show fear. The figure eventually turned and disappeared into the darkness. The humans discussed what they had seen. They agreed it was a sign that they were not alone, and that they would have to be careful in the coming days. They stayed alert and prepared for whatever might come next. The humans woke early with the rising sun casting light over the forests. Daniel gathered his team to plan the day ahead. Claire suggested exploring the northern hills to understand the terrain. Rachel prepared the ship for aerial observation. The humans moved out with careful steps, following the marked paths from the previous day. They discovered a river with clear water flowing over smooth stones. Daniel instructed the team to collect samples and record everything. Claire found unusual tracks on the ground. She signaled Daniel. They followed the tracks cautiously, noticing they led to a high ridge. The humans climbed slowly, using ropes and teamwork to help each other. Rachel flew above, providing guidance and spotting potential dangers. Queen Alina walked with them, giving advice on how to remain alert and organized. The humans reached the ridge and saw a large plain beyond, filled with thick forests and open spaces. They studied the area, taking notes on possible locations to set up a base. Daniel divided the team into scouting pairs to cover more ground and return with information. Claire and Rachel explored a narrow valley. They found rocks that could be used to build shelters. The humans marked the valley on their maps and returned to the ridge. Daniel explained how the humans would move in groups to maintain safety. Queen Alina reminded everyone to trust each other and stay united. The humans returned to their camp to share their discoveries. They prepared simple meals and discussed plans for the next day. Rachel cleaned the equipment and checked the ship for repairs. Claire organized the notes and maps to create a clear strategy. The night fell, and the humans kept watch in turns. They listened to the sounds of the forests and stayed ready. Daniel walked with Queen Alina, discussing the next phase of exploration. They decided to build a small outpost near the valley to test their ability to live safely on the planet. The humans felt confident and prepared, knowing that together they could face challenges and continue their journey with courage. The humans moved further into the forests of the new planet. Daniel led the team with Claire and Rachel close by. They discovered high cliffs and deep valleys. The humans learned to climb and move carefully. They found rivers that were difficult to cross. The team worked together to build bridges using strong wood and ropes. Queen Alina guided them with calm authority. She reminded everyone to stay alert and united. Each day they explored more territory. They mapped the forests and marked safe paths. The humans discovered caves and mountains. They used the caves for shelter during storms. Claire found signs of movement in distant areas. Daniel organized a small group to observe. Rachel flew above to report back. The humans learned to predict dangers by studying patterns. They set up signals to communicate across distances. The team practiced moving silently and quickly. Each night they shared reports and planned the next day. The humans found areas with food and water. They used these places as temporary camps. Queen Alina emphasized learning from each challenge. The humans adapted to the climate and terrain. They became skilled at using the environment to their advantage. Daniel and Claire discovered narrow paths that led to high ground. They used these paths to observe and plan. The humans trained in movement and coordination. They learned to act together as one unit. Rachel spotted changes in the forests that indicated potential threats. Daniel used this information to adjust their strategy. The humans set small traps to monitor the areas. He recorded every observation and shared with the team. Each member took turns keeping watch. The humans grew confident and capable. They learned to stay calm under pressure. Queen Alina guided them with wisdom. The humans understood the importance of discipline and teamwork. They explored deeper valleys and high mountains. They learned to combine strength and strategy. Daniel and Claire planned new routes for exploration. The humans moved efficiently and carefully. They used natural landmarks to guide themselves. Each day they grew stronger and more confident. The humans prepared for any challenges that could come. They learned to trust each other and act as one. Queen Alina reminded everyone that unity and courage would guide them. The humans were ready to face any test the planet offered. The humans prepared for their greatest challenge. Daniel led the team with Claire and Rachel helping to organize. Each move, they studied the lands carefully and set up positions along the high hills and wide plains. Queen Alina spoke to the humans about courage and unity. She reminded them that together they could face anything. The humans moved silently at night, setting signals and observing the lands. They found open areas that could be used to their advantage. Daniel held meetings with small groups to explain tasks and positions. Claire marked paths and Rachel flew above to watch every movement. They discovered groups moving in the distance. The humans knew they were strong, but they did not fear. They used strategy and intelligence to plan attacks. The humans set up traps and covered each path carefully. They moved as one team. Every step was planned, and every member had a role. One morning they advanced closer to the main area they had studied. The humans moved quickly and quietly, taking positions around key points. Daniel led a strike team to secure the high grounds. Claire directed movements, and Rachel guided teams from above. The humans attacked in a careful sequence. Taking one position at a time, they used natural features for cover and worked together. To overcome challenges, the opponents tried to fight back, but the humans adapted. Each move was met with new tactics. The humans did not rush. They combined patience and strength to succeed. Queen Alina led a group to confront the main leaders. They moved confidently and did not hesitate. The humans captured the area step by step. Showing discipline and determination, they treated those they captured with order and fairness, proving strength can be combined with wisdom. The humans continued to secure every important point. They moved across plains and hills and worked together without fear. Each member followed orders and supported the others. The humans showed their courage and intelligence, making clear that they were a powerful force. The lands were now under control. The humans established a base and organized every detail. They prepared for the future with care and thought. The humans celebrated their success, but remained vigilant, knowing that unity and focus were key to lasting strength. The humans established their base on the new planet with Queen Alina and Daniel leading the operations. They organized teams to explore and gather resources. Claire and Rachel guided small groups to map the lands and ensure safety. The humans shared knowledge and worked together to make life stable. They built stronger shelters and prepared for future challenges. The humans trained each day, improving skills and learning about the planet. The lands were wide and full of potential. They discovered rivers and forests that could be used for food and water. Daniel held meetings to plan exploration and set rules for safety. Queen Alina spoke about courage and unity, reminding everyone that together they could achieve much. The humans shared responsibilities and helped each other. When needed, they discovered open lands suitable for farming and caves for shelter. Small teams were sent to study different areas and report back with information. Claire marked paths and signals. Rachel flew above to watch changes in the lands the humans encountered. New challenges like sudden storms and uneven grounds. They learned to adapt and protect themselves. Each challenge made them stronger and more confident. The humans also met other groups and taught them how to live safely. They shared knowledge about food, water, and survival. The humans were respected for their intelligence and courage. They showed that strength could be combined with wisdom. As days passed, the humans became legends in the lands. They were known for their discipline, teamwork, and courage. Daniel and Queen Alina guided the humans with clear rules and strong leadership. Everyone felt proud and united. They planned long-term for survival and growth. The humans built communication points and safe paths. They explored rivers, forests, and mountains carefully. The humans continued to grow and learn about the planet. Their courage and unity inspired everyone. The humans proved that they could face any challenge together and make a home in the unknown lands. The story of their victory spread across the galaxy, teaching others that humans were strong, smart, and unstoppable.